Hello guys. So what we're going to do today, we are going to create a new file and try to figure out these basic lines of code, what it means, or the minimum lines of code we're going to write on either of these text editors, whether you're using code block or any text editor you're using. Let's say the basic minimum lines of code that we need for at least to run hello world. Hello world is a conventional way of starting a program to check. So here, what you're going to do, let's go to our file, come to new, create a project. Now in this project, I will come to Mac OS, then command line tool, then next. So here, let me just call it start file. I'm very bad with this naming convention. We see that the language is C. You can also see for different languages, either Objective C or Switch. But we are going to use C here. Now here we have created the file, then create file here. You can see that we have this is what the starting file. You can see that, and we have a main here. Now in this main, what you're going to see here is what we have different lines. Now let's see what it means. Here, if you look at this first one, what you see here is what main.c, and you have two backslashes. It means these two backslashes, they are comments. Comments mean what the compiler will ignore these lines. Why it is very important? Because sometimes you need to document your code, and every line you put here, if it is not commented, then the compiler will think that it's a line of code. So to make sure that the compiler will ignore all those lines, then you have to comment those lines. Now this is created by Usman Jeze on 13 of this and that and that, and you can see the start file as the name and main.c. These are comments. Now if I want, I can just say this is our first lines of code. This is what you have. Now still now it's comment. But what if I do this? This is our first line of codes. You can see that there's a problem because the compiler think that these ones, they are what? They are codes, right? So that's what you have. Now comments, they are very, very, very important, right? It's very important so that you can document each line of code what is useful, because sometimes the lines of code you might not even know what they are important, but the comments will tell you the importance of that line of code or that function or that variable, right? So comment is very important. I can comment out this. I can just say this is to print out hello world to the screen. You see? So here I comment this, right? It's a comment. Now you can see this. All those ones, they are comment because I started with these two backslashes, right? I can also start with something like this. If I want to have a multiple lines of comment, I can start with this. This is multiple line of comment. I can just say this is the first line of code. All these ones, they are what? They are different ways of commenting, and it's very important, right? So here we also have include stdio. Why is very important? This is stdio, which is standard input output file, meaning in this file, that's where you're going to have all the inputs and the output functions, right? Here, if I want to make sure that the users can able to input data, or they can able to use my code, I have to use the scanf, and that scanf is within that file, and this printf here you're seeing is within this file. If I don't have this file here, if I remove it, if I remove this, there will be a problem with my printf, right? You can see that it's already giving me an error because the printf function means a block of code which is performing a specific task. That block of code, what is important? This printf is important, is to print text on the screen. That's what we have. Now, if you don't put that header file there, they call it header file or preprocessors. If I don't put it there, then this one will be a problem. This function will not work, right? So that's the important. That's the importance of that header file. It's always, we always have it there. Now here I can put it back. Is the way we put it back is what has include, then you open greater than sign, then you say stdio. That's what you have. Then less than, sorry, we have less than sign, then greater than sign. Now you can see that the error we were experiencing here in this printf right now, that one have gone, right? So that's what it used to. That's what you're going to use. These two things, three things here, this what you're having inside this bracket might not be that important for this moment, right? But what is important is this int main. That's the gate. If you have any program, if you want to, like, the compiler always is looking for a function, looking for a main function. That function is the gate where the compiler will start executing the codes, right? So that one is called int main in C. But every program have a main function, and the main function in C is called int main. You cannot capitalize it. You can also start with capital M. Always is only main in small case. That's what you know. So here you have this, and you can see that this return zero. That one is telling the compiler that the main function stop here. This what you have, return zero is very important there. Now if you build the program, you can see that if you build it, you will have hello world here. Program ended with exit code zero. That one is the default of, is a default in Xcode or any compiler you're using. So this what we have. These are the basic things. Our next session we are going to deal with variables, and I'll explain it in details. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, right? So that it will boost the algorithm and suggest it to different people. See you later in our next session. We're going to dive deep into the realities. See you.